We can start out with everyone introducing themselves and talk a little bit about the food that we're eating.
Oh, okay.
Ami sounds excited. Why don't you
I can start. My name is, my full name is Khairul Amin Kamruzaman. It's really long, but people call me Amin, or some of my American friends call me Giant. Ming, Ja.
A lot of nicknames.
So what we are eating right now is my daily breakfast, or dinner, or lunch. I eat it every day. We call it nasi lemak. It's actually
What's the direct translation for nasi lemak?
Fat rice.
fat or creamy rice. It's considered as recently considered as one of the healthiest foods, even though it's not. Actually, the food consists of like rice cooked with coconut milk, and then we have the chicken, fried chicken, and the main ingredient in this dish is we call it sambal. Have you heard of sambal?
I haven't.
It's actually a not fried, but cooked chili paste.
Fried chili paste.
Chili paste, and they mix it with anchovies and some other stuff. I don't know how.
Shrimp paste.
Yeah, shrimp paste. Okay, that depends. And then they serve it with boiled eggs and fried anchovies, and also some toasted nuts. I feel like hosting a cooking show right now.
Yeah, well, my full name is Radin Nabila Binti Hamadi, but usually I introduce myself as Radin. That's the easiest way for people to pronounce my name and remember. So here to basically share our local food and talk about our thoughts and views on religion and culture and how we actually adapt ourselves in the States. And also to understand more about how they perceive us as international students there too. Yep.
Okay, I'm Lisa. You can call me Cha as well. My friends here call me Cha. So today I'm excited to actually have Darian here sharing his experience and have us share our experience when we were in the States. I hope that what we discussed today will be able to reach bigger audiences, American audiences, and maybe break the stereotypes that Americans may have about international students, Asians, or Muslims in general. And this is Darren's second time in Malaysia. I don't know why he loves Malaysia so much, but
The food.
well, I think food justifies it. Well, I guess we shall start now.
The first question that I have is, how and why did you guys decide to study in the U.S.? I think it's all kind of the same answer, but I'll let somebody take it.
It's not how. Well, if how is the question, then we are actually given the chance over an interview by our scholar.
Chosen.
We
are the chosen ones. Out of millions.
Like somehow when I applied for Japan, I ended up in the States. So it's basically a program set by the Ministry of Education for Skin Plaza Simula. And they handpicked like a 30, I think, JPA student, as well as a couple of other scholars to further studies in the States. And as far as I know, the program is based only for Vanderbilt University, so that's how we ended up there. So me and nephew, we went to the same local college before we got a call to go to the States, and on that day, I kind of shocked that the government called us and told us that we will fly into the US in a couple of months after the call. And apparently, before we jump into that, a few months before that, I tried to apply for overseas scholarships, and the countries that I chose were in Europe, in UK, France, stuff like that. So I tried to apply for the US, and what my dad said is do not apply for the US because it's not that safe over there. I think he got influenced by the movies with
with the guns and whatnot. So we're gonna talk a lot more about that later, but basically that's how we got the offer to go to the States.
A lot of you guys mentioned applying for universities outside of Malaysia. What was the reason? I know, like, for me specifically, and my group of friends, that's not really something that we consider. It's you apply for American universities, and that's it. You might study abroad at some point, but considering universities abroad isn't really something that often comes up.
Maybe Radin, you wanna comment on that?
I think it's mostly because of how we locals might view, international universities like such as in America having higher standards of education compared to local universities. You get to explore the world as well, and get to more. If you go to engineering, you might get more advanced facilities, more technology. So that's why we consider going abroad instead of studying locally. And also, actually, I have some friends when I was in the States who were also studying something about what you mentioned just now. Like, after applying for American universities, then you might consider going abroad. And how my ASB leader was trying to convince all these American friends in the ASB group to actually go abroad because it's so much fun and lots of things to learn. Actually, she went to Denmark for the study abroad.
For me, it's about the chance of getting better job opportunities. So people kept on telling me that if you go to international universities which have higher ranking than local universities, the opportunities for employment after graduation would be much higher, and you get more the doors kind of open up for you when employers know that you have a broad experience and you interacted with people other than Malaysians, so you get a general or broader view of how the world looks like. So for me, that rings really true. I learned a lot about just the world in general. I didn't know anything about World War II before coming to the States, so I did learn about it in the Holocaust. So it was very educational for me.
For me, I grew up in a kind of undeveloped area, so not to consider as
You mean rural?
It is still undeveloped for some areas in my hometown. Back in 2010, so I grew up watching American movies and films and songs and whatnot. So we kind of picture the US and other countries like an outside world that you haven't explored yet. So for me, my intention was not to get education, like a job or whatever. I just wanted to go out and explore, see the cultures and the people, see what's actually going on around the world. So I'm glad that I got the offer.
Plus, it's a free 4 years education.
Yeah. Not to say free, you have to serve for the government.
It's
binding.
Binding, but you don't have to pay. But
So hopefully one day I can develop my hometown. Maybe.
The next one I have, before you came to the US, I'm assuming whenever you came for university, that was the first time that you came.
Okay.
Fact?
Yep, that's true.
What you kind of mentioned it. What kind of perceptions did you have or expectations before you went?
Yeah, I'll take that. I think for me, being raised in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, we watched a lot of movies about the States, and then among the perception that we had was, Americans, they all love to party. And I thought that was the only thing they did. But I think eventually I realized also that it's not all about partying. It's about making connections, learning new things, experiencing.
There are nerds in America.
Yes, there are nerds in America too.
You are one.
And there's a whole range of people in between, nerds, partygoers, and everyone else.
Good-looking nerds, right?
Yeah. A new experience for me was, seeing the diversity in the US. We were thinking that it's either We always thought Vanderbilt was like private school and all stuck up, but they were actually very open to meeting in people.
Okay, the next one that I have, in your opinion, what do you think are some of the greatest strengths and weaknesses of the U.S.?
Want to take this?
Yeah, sure. I think one of the biggest strengths of the US is its influence over many countries in the world, and also their military strength. Because I think that is a big factor in the US's regional and worldly influence. Biggest weakness, I would say his strengths could be his weakness too, because with military strengths you could in a way impose upon maybe smaller nations at times, and that could affect its reputation worldwide. Any other comments?
Well, to me,
Like on a smaller level too.
smaller level.
Like you're speaking as a country as a whole.
Right.
I mean like more
Americans.
specifically like in your day-to-day life. What did you feel was like, wow, I really like this about America. I really dislike this part. But you're right though. I agree with what you're saying.
I love the people. They like to greet all the whoever they meet on the street. They like to smile and be nice to everyone. But the weaknesses, I don't know. Maybe I think the weaknesses might be on more like accepting other people, people from other countries, because sometimes people get excited to see like foreigners from other countries, but sometimes they reject us right away. Like when we say like, okay, we're from this country, they'll be like, oh yeah, okay, and then they stop talking to us.
Where's Malaysia? Oh no.
I think the biggest strength would be in respect to what Amin was saying. I would agree that Americans are probably one of the most friendliest community that I probably see or met. But there's also weakness to that, where because America as a whole is probably a big community on its own, that they assume other culture to be the same as theirs. So it's hard to mingle around when there is quite a vast difference of culture difference. I mean, like in terms of probably the way you do things, the way you dress up, the way you talk, the topics that might come to play. So those are the things that probably is slightly a barrier between foreigners, especially those fresh off the boat, and local Americans. So, but there are some foreigners who are really open to the American culture, which makes it a bit more, which opens up their understanding. So really there's two parts of foreigners that we're talking about here. One is the one that can adapt to the American culture, or maybe the Americans are not able to accept the differences, and maybe those who are okay, I mean they already open up to the Western culture, that they find things very, what do you call that, in terms of similarity, if you know what I mean. So those are the things that I think is the strength and weakness of.
You mentioned like the different groups. I'm going to speak on Chinese just because it's the largest group,
Yeah.
and I have the most experience with it. The different groups within that, Chinese people that have spent their whole life in China, first generation, second generation, third generation, that are in the U.S. Some people that are just coming to visit. It's not, I think, for me, a lot of Americans view it as oh, you're Chinese, oh, you're Malaysian, oh, you're Japanese, oh, you're French. I don't think they really see it as, oh, you're my first generation or second generation, or you're just here visiting. I don't think they look at it like you said. It's much more complex than just the nationality. So I think that's a really good point.
I do like to add to Shel's point about being friendly. Sometimes I think Americans have been friendly at certain times, but then they can also can act like they don't know you at all. Let's say I have a group assignment. During the assignment they'll be like really friendly, but after the assignment they can act like they never worked with you. So there's a certain point where you kind of wonder, have they become your friend or not? Like, so there's that all the time where I kind of like, am I your friend already or am I not your friend? So for me as a foreigner, I kind of feel like there's that wall where I don't know where to set a point where we've been friends or if we have not been just friends.
So it's like a bit of ambiguity, that connection.
Because I know like how Americans are easier to bond over like drinks, but like for us, especially the Muslims, that we can't really, it's very difficult to like just mingle around because we love to drink.
When you were in the States, what did you miss most about Malaysia?
Flip it. I saw it's the other way around.
It's this, the food. I mean, America needs to, we'll talk about this, America needs to step up their spiciness. I mean, it's
Try to use something other than salt and pepper.
use something else, yeah, I guess it's not, well, we can, find like Indian food or Chinese food, but that's really it. If we want to find like more Asian food, we have to go to an extent, like maybe like drive a couple miles out. It's not really accessible, especially on campus. I guess what I miss the most about Malaysia when I'm abroad is definitely the food.
How
Well-
come you do not miss your family at all?
That's next to the point,
Like, for me, yeah, food was one of the biggest things that I miss the most, but actually we cook some of the food, so it's not
Yeah,
big.
yeah.
But when we had problems in the state, and those are the moments that we start to miss our family the most. I still remember that one day I had a group project with my American friends, and then, back to the previous question, I might add up a little bit about the weaknesses. Actually, I noticed that one of the weaknesses is they could not accept the fact that some foreigners could not talk in English properly. So they might look you down on that. And then when I was in the freshman year, one of my American friends told me like, yeah, you better go back to your home country, learn English, and come back again.
Someone said that to me.
Yeah, someone said that to me, and
had that.
and on that day,
nothing but English.
I tried to question everything about my life on that day. But I didn't tell my parents about that because I don't want them to like worry about me in the States. So
I mean, that person was really mean.
it's not about the States. Wherever you go, there will be mean
There will
and
be
good
some
people.
bad
So,
days,
so you can avoid that. But when things go bad, I will miss my family, and if things go well, then I will not miss them. That's the truth. I gotta admit. When I was at the concert, I didn't remember anything. So
You don't even know who you are.
yeah. Ready?
Yeah, this is personal, but what I miss the most is this one person, I can call him my dad over there. Because, this
I knew
person,
that.
I have no idea how that happened, but it was like sort of like a connection that I have with him. He is a chef. I don't know, he's a chef, I guess. Yeah, but he's a chef there, and then he actually now handles the bamboo.
Chum.
Yeah, it's Chum.
Chum.
Everybody knows
Yeah.
Everybody knows Chum.
Yeah.
Hey, Chum.
He won the best customer service award.
Yeah.
He won that.
I remember it.
Well, it was actually over a watch that I lost. My mom gave me that as a present, and then one day I went there and she was like, "Why are you sad?" I said, "I lost my watch." oh yeah, come back the next day, I have something for you. So I came back the next day and then he gave me a watch. It's actually his son's watch. It's a but it's alright. But I mean, I just took it, and then after that, he became the person I always came to whenever I had time. We had lunch together, and he even cooked me meals and everything like that. I went to his house, met his wife and his grandson, family. Basically, I went for Thanksgiving, and actually, his wife also cooked me food for winter break and everything. I was very close to him, and he is the person I miss the most. Yeah. It's a personal connection. He gave me graduation presents. He brought me to his. He gave me food. He gave me free food sometimes.
He's still in touch with you?
Yeah, I'm still in touch. Actually, I just emailed him today.
Like, to me, what I miss the most is actually the ability to do what I want without getting judged or looked down by people around me. Because like, I have so many things that I want to do back in Malaysia, but when I come home, it turns out people look down on my ideas and they don't let me to do what I want, and I got surrounded by that negative environment compared to like what was in the US. Because in the US, when you have an idea, you work on it and you get it done, and you get like appreciated for what you do. Like for here, they have like traditional rules that you have to follow, and then once you come up with a new idea and they don't like it, then you gotta like follow it.
That's actually one good thing about the people who are personally, I think they always encourage you to do things, and then whenever you accomplish something, they will like compliment you, and then they always work on something, work on
constructive.
Constructive.
So that's one thing I learned from being in the United States, that I don't care too much about what people say.
Yeah.
So I guess that's a good thing also.
It's the opposite for me.
Oh.
I feel more free outside of the US.
Because nobody knows you.
Yeah, I think
that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Just want to add to that, being in the US, you're forced to go out of your comfort zone, multiple times, and try new things all the time. Meet new people. Whereas if you're back in your hometown, then you have people to fall back on, and you don't really push yourself to go the distance or try new experiences, because you are already in a comfortable place.
Miss Indian food.
How did you guys feel about going abroad extensively, and would you recommend it to a friend? And do you think it helped you in your careers and in your personal life? That's a long question.
It's not as a lot of things.
I'm going to
He's like,
Actually, yeah, I did recommend some of my friends who are still in high school. So a couple of my juniors, they like look upon me, and then they ask me like,
somebody look upon you?
Yeah, I'm amazed. I haven't replied that text yet, so I feel bad about that. But whenever the kids in high school ask me like, should I go to the States or any other countries, then it's the first time I say like, just go and forget, like, don't care about what people say, and don't care about like we need to live far away from the family. Go and chase the opportunity first, and you will see a lot of things afterwards. What was the second part of the question?
How do you think it helped your career and your personal life?
Okay. The thing is, since I've been to the US, I've seen a lot of things. It opens up my mind, and it makes me kind of stressed out a bit, because when I've seen a lot of things, I want to do a lot of things. Like compared to people in Malaysia, they've been trained. Like if you go to the school, go to college, you know what you want to do, and you get a stable job. And
Still going to have. Did you face any problems with stereotypes or discrimination when you were abroad? I know you mentioned some of them.
I'll take one for the team.
We're listening.
I actually only had one bad experience because of discrimination and all that. I was in my freshman year, and I was heading to the tennis courts from my dorm. We were walking with my friend from China, so the both of us were walking, near the side of the street, and then suddenly there was one, truck, one kind of truck, driving by, like two apparently Southern guys who were standing in the back of the truck, and then they were like, to Dude, Asians.
No.
Go back to where you came from.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, we were like, okay. Yeah, so that kind of.
Why did you shout like, I'm American, you too?
We were just a bit surprised, taken aback by sudden like, they were shouting at us. Like, so that was just one bad experience that I had. But I think otherwise, people are really nice.
It's not expecting that.
What about, I was wondering, what about the feedback from the fellow people who start, like probably yourself? Any bad experience with probably
Wearing scarves.
Oh, okay, wearing
Oh,
scarves.
Well, I actually have mine.
Just to call
It was it was on a Friday night. I was with a few of my Malaysian friends, sitting at the lobby with our laptop watching movies because we don't really party, right? That's what we do on weekend night.
That's your party.
Yeah, and so we have like books on the table. It's not that we went there to study because we just pretend to study. We actually wanted to study, but it didn't happen. So it was, I think, past midnight. There was one guy. This happens at Branston. One guy walked in, and clearly he's like drunk, and he started shouting something like you Malaysians, nerd, all those abusive words, and we were shocked. And one of my friends actually started packing up, and she said, I'm gonna leave, I don't want to stay here. And one sober guy, apparently the friend of the drunk guy, walked in and started, apologizing, saying, oh, I'm sorry, my friends didn't actually, want to say those things, please forgive him, blah, blah, blah. But we were still scared, like people, I heard that people were being honest when they're drunk. So I'm kind of like afraid that those are the perception that they have, but they keep it inside. So that was one reason.
Actually, there was one time when we were in sophomore year. I don't know if you guys can recall that, but we did notice that there was a fake Twitter account created by a few Americans, and they named that Twitter account as Malaysian organization or something, and they tweeted about very stupid styles and to make Malaysia looks bad. So
Especially on the English part, right?
especially on the English part, on the grammar part. So
I didn't know.
actually it's not a big thing, but we did notice about that.
It came out in the Hustler.
Yeah, it came out last year.
Yeah, it came out in the
As a
Hustler.
comment.
So apparently they made a few tweets like, okay, I'm gonna perform a prayer and I'm gonna like mess up the whole bathroom with water and whatnot. So they tweeted about like really bad stuff, and then for those people who did not know about that, might think that we are the ones who tweeted about that. Actually, it's not from us, it's from a couple of Americans that created that fake account. So actually,
It might be, there's a high possibility in any way it was probably meant for the hustle, which is satire. But it is a bit disrespectful in a way.
Even if it was satire.
Even if it was satire, it kind of overboard and tarnish the image of some people. So
that's okay. It's not a big deal.
it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Why do you think that these sort of things happen? I know my experience going back home, some of the things that my friends and family might say, not to those extents, but some of the things that they might say now that I've been abroad might seem culturally insensitive. But why do you think that some of these things happen? Do you think it's just simply not knowing about other cultures? Do you think, what do you think are the motives behind?
I would say, to add to that, I think it's because they probably, some Americans have, a fixed idea of like how culture should be, or like how people should live their lives in a way, or think in a way. How people should think a certain way, and as they mentioned, dress a certain way, and if if they experience anything that diverts away out of the norm, that deviates out of the norm, or something that's totally new to them, it's really difficult to accept. You know, they either have to adapt to what is generally acceptable, or you know, the majority has to kind of cater to that specific, you know, needs of that certain segment of people.
But the thing is, we cannot put the blame 100% on the Americans, because when we're in the States, we kind of like find it very comfortable to talk in Malay among us, and it turns out we hung out with like all our Malaysian friends only, so it turns out all Americans like don't know us really well because we don't want to talk in English. So yeah, we're gonna put the blame 100% on it. It turns out maybe they could not understand our culture because we did not share it with them. So
talking about cultural deviation, I recently met a Vanderbilt Chinese. So she actually studied in Vanderbilt as well, because usually Malaysians that go to Vanderbilt are like Malays, not the Chinese Malaysian. So she told me that everyone kept on, when everyone asked her where she came from, she said she came from Malaysia. Everyone was like, "Are you serious? Like, I thought Malaysians are like Melanie."
Yes, I know that.
Yeah, I think I know her too. So yeah, so like, so I met her, and then she said that, and then it's like, yeah, it makes sense that people don't know that Malaysians are actually a multi-cultural, multicultural country. So they expect Malaysia to have like one kind of face, you know.
Yeah, the same thing for me. I didn't know until I came here. Like I said, my only exposure to Malaysia was you guys at Vanderbilt. So when I showed up and I saw Indian people and I saw Chinese people, I was like, maybe I got on the wrong plane.
Automatically, be seated. Pull the mask firmly towards you to start the oxygen flow. Place it over your nose and mouth, adjust the band to secure, and breathe normally. Always attend to yourself first before attending to others. If the bag doesn't inflate, don't worry. Oxygen will still be flowing. Your life jacket can be found here, in the business class. Or here, in the economy class. 10.